What's up, everybody? My name is Jason, and welcome to Bad News. 3 years to pay 1 million people the $10,000 targeted EIDL advance. It is Saturday, May the 15th, 2021. Please do me each favor. Give this video a thumbs up. Hashtag EIDL with the comments below. And don't forget, you got to follow me on Twitter. There's big news coming out next week from multiple investigative reporters. So make sure you follow me at Try Small Biz. In fact, let me start off with the following. Pinned in the top comment on Twitter at Try Small Biz, Nate Morabito, Nate Morabito out of the Carolinas wants to talk to you. So if you are a small business owner in North or South Carolina, or you know that someone that is, make sure you have them get in touch with Nate. It's pinned in the top. His email address is N as in Nancy, Morabito, Morabito at WCNC. West Charlie Nancy Charlie.com. So make sure you reach out to Nate. Thank you very much, pal, for doing a story on this. Patrick Terpstra's story's coming out next week. There's people at the New York Post, the New York Times, the Wall Street Journal digging in. And after I get done explaining why it could take 3 years for some of you to get paid your $10,000 targeted EIDL advance, the good news is it's an almost guarantee that S513 is going to pass and sometime soon. So ladies and gentlemen, pull up a chair, grab a cup of coffee, ice cold beer, glass of wine. Here we go. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's a beautiful, sunny and 80 degrees here in Atlanta. I wasn't going to do a video today, but after going over the infamous SBA EIDL loan grant supplemental report, I had to. Duty calls, money never sleeps. So here I am to explain. No, by the way, before I forget, and have a senior moment. Are you sitting down? Good. Tier 2 agents at the SBA, as of this morning, are telling some of you that are calling, it could take up to 6 months to get your 24 months of working capital. So now we know why she was so damn generous, don't we, with respect to the loans. They're telling people it's going to take 30 to as much as 180 days to get your money. So look, folks. Pinned in the top comment. These videos always do terribly. People blame me. I'm getting thumbs down right now because it's my fault that it's a shit show at the SBA. But as I just said, it's an almost guarantee, Chuck Schumer, isn't it, that you're going to call a vote to avoid a massive class action lawsuit and more investigative reporters crawling all over the SBA. So look, folks, pinned in the top, when you get a second, I want you to go through this. The SBA has approved in 3.5 months exactly now that it's May the 15th. The application went live on the 1st of February. A little over 103,000. 4.5 million applied, 103,000 approved. That is 7,000 a week. 7,000 a week times 52 weeks in a year is 364,000 applications. Multiply that by 3 and you get to 1 million. The supplemental is even worse. In the first month of that thing going live, extra 5K if you've been cut in half and you got less than 10 employees, they approved just over 11,000. At the rate they're going on the supplemental, it's going to be 9 years. 9 years. So that's the bad news. Atrocious. They're actually slowing down. The progress from the prior week when they had 99,000 to a little over 103, that's 4,500. The pace had been for 3.5 months, 7,000. So folks, there's actually a conspiracy theory here. Some people think, and I'm not saying that this is correct, you be the judge, that the reason the SBA is getting really public now with just how bad the news is because Isabel Guzman is not a fan of the current law. As I've said before, Congress really fucked up the entire process by forcing the SBA to hire inexperienced contractors to scan over each application. Rumor is 50 or so a day. Some have to be approved, some have to be declined. So if you only have a few hundred loan officers, or what many of them are called loan specialists, it's nearly impossible to go any faster than 7,000 in a given week. So some people think she is inadvertently or intentionally sharing with the entire world, including the investigative reporters and folks in Congress, that this is a fucked up process. We need more money. She wrote Jackie Rose in a letter, don't forget, about a month ago, where she said, I need a bill. Either you give me more of the old EIDL advance, which is 10 grand, regardless of size, location, or credit score. And yes, the caps go back to $2 million. or you allow me to expand into middle and high income communities by way of the Targeted EIDL ADVANCE. So by making this thing public, typically on Friday afternoons, she's letting everybody know, including the lawyers who are starting to pay attention, because the law says you're supposed to get paid or decline with reason within 21 days. Well, some of you are waiting over 3 months now in approved status. You haven't got your money. That's a violation of the law. So if they continue to show everybody that they're only going at 7,000 applications approved a week, it is going to take 3 years just to get to 1 million people. And let us not forget, 4.5 million applied. So I'm guessing at least a third of them, 1.5 million, are qualified to receive 10 grand or the balance thereof by way of the Targeted EIDL ADVANCE. So the very, very good news. Chuck Schumer, are you listening? There is bipartisan support. Don't forget, the EIDL Small Business Act, known as S513, is only $15 billion. The Biden administration is going to spend $6 trillion, more than any president in the history of this country, by the end of June. They can't come up with $15 billion, which is like me pulling a penny out of my pocket and putting it into yours. They wouldn't even notice that it was missing. So they're going to have to do something to avoid a lawsuit, because they're not only breaking the law, and it's Congress's fault, not the SBA, with respect to the 21 days, because they don't have enough on staff. They're starting to realize, because of all the liking, retweeting, sharing, ranting, and fucking raving by guys like me, Speak and See, Rod Squad, Steven Carlson, Max Maher, Ryder over at Skip, you know the crew. They're starting to realize that what we have been saying now for over 13 months is actually true. You deserve 10,000, regardless of size, location, or credit score. The caps need to be at $2 million where they belong. It's 24 months of working capital, not in 6 fucking months. I would say respectfully within 4 or 5 weeks, tops. And yes, I am going to work, and this only gives us more ammunition. If they're going to go this fucking slow, like I said on Twitter this morning, that is even more reason that Big Ben Cardin and I should be successful in wiping out the EIDL loan altogether, so you don't pay the SBA a damn dime. Because if it really is going to take, like they're telling folks, call them 800-659-2955. Hey, I'm hearing from some tier 2 agents that it could take up to 6 months for me to get my 24 months of working capital. Now, depending on how honest that person is or how much experience they have, they're going to say, yeah, in some cases it could take that long, especially for people that are just applying now, or guys like me, if you didn't see the video yesterday, that just went into reconsideration. And as I said in that video, watch it if you haven't seen it, they're sending me right back to COVID EIDL increase requests at SBA.gov. So I'm basically at the back of the line right now. Probably going to take me upwards of, 6 months, or what they're saying is 180 days. Apparently, they've been told 180 days sounds a lot less worse than 6 months. It's 6 months, 180, you decide, whatever the fuck you want to call it. The bottom line is this. We are not going to wait 3 years to see 1 million of our friends in low-income communities that have already suffered more than a 30% loss. We're not going to wait another 9 years at the rate they're going on only funding 11,000. They said they wanted to give 1 million people an extra 5 grand. Well, if you're going at 11,000 a month, do the math. It's 9 fucking years at least. But all this madness, all this hysteria, all this Twilight Zone meets Groundhog Day bullshit is actually going to come together in one cohesive unit, where the investigative reporters and smart folks in Congress that understand that the EIDL S513, it's bipartisan. John Cornyn's a Republican in Texas. Ted Cruz has already voiced approval for the friggin' bill. There's over 60, I would estimate 80 to 85 would vote for $15 billion to get middle-class constituents the fucking $10,000 they were promised in the CARES Act. So until next time, I will keep doing my thing on YouTube, in my inbox, and now on Twitter at Try Small Biz. Always remember, I love each and every single one of you guys and gals. Thanks for watching.